Hi everyone, and welcome to the week 18 update for Cozy Crops. Today is February 9th and it is release day. This week we had 39 commits from 4 different contributors, which brings our lifetime commits to exactly 450 from 8 lifetime contributors. So for this week, I want to thank McFunkyPants for the new Cozy Crops main menu logo, which we'll see in just a second. Alex came in and added an update mix for the fishing music, as well as added museum background music, as well as the fading in and out when you go in and out of the museum. So we'll hear that in the game in just a second. Chris came in and compiled the credits. I went through and did quite a few tuning changes to the inventory, the forage, item count when you reload the day, how long the day is, the energy usage when you use tools, as well as when you start the day. I also went through and added in some bulletin boards as well as some tutorials so you can walk up to that and learn a little bit more about what you're supposed to be doing in the game. I also implemented the credits that Chris had created as well as turned off the cheats because we don't want people cheating. Went through and added a bug fix for some text that had gotten off-centered, so did some of that. I also commented out the seed drop chance. Hopefully we can reintegrate that later, but as of right now, it's currently crashing the game. And then H went through and did several bug fixes, including a gift giving crash, and then the wood that you would be giving the carpenter can now be of mixed sets of wood rather than needing to be of one type. He also went through and did a bug fix around fishing. He also implemented the WASDA control sets around the menu system. Previously, it was just around the arrow keys. And then if the player is exhausted, a new day will start instead of just at the time rollover. He also worked on drawing the player home around the player furnishings that they would be purchasing. That was backed out. We hope to possibly integrate that in the future. He also tweaked some of the credits, including adding some layering, which we'll see in the game as well. Speaking of the game, let's go ahead and take a look at the final screen here. So I wanted to showcase off McFunkyPants' Cozy Crops logo. He had originally implemented it with the S in Cozy. I went through and updated it to the Z to keep it consistent with the Cozy we've been running with during development, but thank you so much for that, McFunkyPants. We'll look at credits once we've walked through the game here, but I want to walk through the game and the final state of it. So we'll go ahead and create a new farm here. We'll go ahead and do our character customization here. Let's update some hair. Give myself some glasses, a new shirt, and different pants, and we'll go ahead and hit start. So you are on your little farm here, and you have all of this tillable land that you can be doing. Currently, you don't have any crops in here, so let's go and try to get just a little bit more money here. So we'll go up to forageable items, and we'll press space, and we'll go ahead and acquire it there. And then while we're going around here, you can see these are the new billboards that were added here. Let's go pick this flower here. You can go up to it. Each of these are different tutorial blocks. So you can hit space, and then you can see like what the tools do and what they are for. You can go over here, and you can see that you need to go visit your neighbors for different quests. You can see your control schemes over here. And then lastly, you can see the different shops. So it looks like the shops are open right now. So let's go ahead and go into our general store, and we'll go buy some crops here so we can see that system working. Let's start with some lettuce. We'll go ahead and buy a handful of those. Let's do 8, and then maybe let's do a couple pumpkins as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So you can see it down here in our inventory here. We'll go ahead and hit sell, and let's do some of our forage items that we picked up here. So we can go ahead and sell that. You can see our money increased there, just like that, and it also removed it out of our inventory here. We're about midway through the day, so let's go ahead and get these in the ground so that way they can have a little bit of growth on them here. So we'll use our shovel to dig some dirt in the ground, and let's see, we ended up getting 12, so let's do 5 and 6. And you can see each time that we are using our tool, our energy is going down. And each time that we are planting our seeds, you can see the little tuft of a particle system going off to indicate that we did plant it. So let's do that. Let's see, did I miss one in here anywhere? There we go. So let's go ahead and go through and water them. So now that that is all watered here, you can either wait until your energy has run out or until the day has run out here. I'm going to go ahead and hit the N key so that we can go ahead and just quickly go into a new day. You can see that you respawn inside of your house here. So let's go ahead and water our plants a little bit more here. So while we're waiting for these to grow, we can also go around and try to pick up more foraging items, or we can go see if there are any trees that have produced any fruit. Let's go grab this sunflower here. So we'll go back to our hoe to grab that. Go ahead and pick that, add that to our inventory here. Oop, looks like there is a bug that we have currently where the time isn't fully resetting if you're going from day to day. So that's okay. We'll get that fixed. Go ahead and rewater our crops here. But it did spawn a couple new foraging items here, so we'll go ahead and pick that. Let's see, we're going up here. Let's go up to our trees. Looks like we have a lemon tree up here that can be picked. Somewhere in here. There we go. Go ahead and grab our lemon here. Let's see if we can grab these cherries, grab these plums. We have another sunflower that we can grab up here. And I think Grandma is looking for some sunflowers here as part of her quest here. So you can do her introduction there, and then you can see that she is looking for 5 sunflowers. So we'll go ahead and gift. Let's go down to our sunflowers here. We'll go ahead and give 2 of those away. So then if you were to go back in there, she gives you an update that she needs 3 more of them. So we have that gift system working in there. Let's see if I can make it back over to the general store before the day closes. There we go. Go ahead and go in, and we'll go ahead and sell some of our crops that we had picked. So like our lemon here, and our cherry here, and our plum there. And then we also have a forage item that we can sell there. Let's see if we can swing into the blacksmith here so that way we can grab ourselves a fishing rod. So let's go down to our fishing rod here. We'll buy a fishing rod, and you can see that that was added to our inventory. So if we were to go over to the dock on the western side of the island here, you can see that our fisherman friend is just hanging out here. So we can go ahead and click our fish here, and we can see our little fish mini game in here, where once it lines up with the fish, you can try to catch it here. And you can hear that when you are fishing, there is a different type of music that goes on. So we'll just go ahead and try to catch a couple of different fish here. We'll see if any of these are to the fisherman's liking here. We'll go ahead and gift it. Looks like he doesn't want any of these types of fish, so we'll go ahead and give it to him because we are good people. There we go. And let's see if we can go ahead and water these a little bit more. But you can see that our gift system is currently working. H had fixed the gift giving bug if you tried to give them the wrong type of item here. Let's see if we can go sell these fish to try to pick up our axe, which would be our final tool here. We'll give it another couple of seconds here. There we go. And after sunrise, we can go in here. Go ahead and sell our fish that we picked up. Looks like we might not have enough, but that is okay. Go find one more forageable item out here somewhere. Maybe 2 just to be safe. We'll go ahead and go back to our hoe down here. Go ahead and grab that. Grab that. That should be good to sell back to our general store here as a way to pick up just a little bit of extra money. Sell. Forage. We'll sell 2 of them. And you can see that it's again removed out of our inventory. We now have 62. So we can go into our blacksmith and pick up our last tool. Go ahead and buy. We'll go ahead and grab an axe. So now if you were to go up to a tree, let's see if there's a good tree that we can whack. So we have this lemon tree here. We can go up to it, and let's see if I can line up with it here. There we go. So after you chop that down, you can see that the logs have been added to your inventory. So that is all the different tools and all of those systems that are working here. I think the last item that I want to look at here is our museum. So Alex had gone in and created a new museum soundtrack. So I will hush a little bit here so you can hear that. So it's very mystical. Thank you so much for that, Alex. But you can see that we also have all of our quests down here. Looks like I didn't fully fix the text alignment bug. I'll try to poke at that before we fully release it here. But each of these achievements can be earned here. So let's see if there is any other sunflowers hanging out here to quickly finish up that quest. If not, I can try to grab a tuna so that way we can try to finish up that quest so we can see what the museum does once you complete one of those quests. We'll go ahead and go back to our fishing rod down here. Try to load up a couple more fish. Oops. There we go. There's our tuna. So we'll go down to our tuna here. Go ahead and gift him that tuna, which completes that quest. And it looks like we're about to roll over into a new day. So as soon as that new day hits, we'll go over to the museum. And you can see that once the fisherman's quest is completed, we will have been awarded a statue inside of the museum. We also have the weather back and working here, so you can see that we are in a rain type of environment here, so that's why the sky is nice and dark blue. So on those types of days, then you don't have to water as many of your plants. So I'll give it one last moment here in order to go into the museum. So once you go inside the museum, you can see that the fisherman's quest is now completed. So you helped out your friend Jojo, and you can see that there's a statue there. So each of these little pedestals involve a different quest. And then each of these little picture frames involve a different element of the game that is sort of like a lifetime achievement of like catching a certain number of fish, selling a certain number of crops, purchasing a certain number of furniture items, and that sort of thing. Basically trying to integrate all of the different features in the game. So that is sort of a completionist way to play the game, or you could just be cozy and enjoy making your crops. So that is the game that we will be running with. I wanted to look into the credits here. Here's our new credits page where you can see that the scrolling element is going up. H created this layering effect, so it's not running on top of it here. So I learned a lot in this process. This is my first time working through the pixel art, and I had H as a great teacher in this. He was the lead programming lead on it, and he built most of all of the systems. There is no way I could have done this without him. So thank you very much for all of that. Krister, thank you for coming in and creating a whole bunch of life to the game. So it's like adding some of these soft edges that we had, that title screen, all of the wildlife that you see around the world, and several of the sound effects. Alex, thanks for going in and adding the fishing music and the museum music, as well as all the different sounds that you worked on. Alan, thanks for the background music. Oh, and thank you for most of the tree sprites that you went through and added. Ishan, thanks for all of the bug fixes that you worked on. And then Elizabeth, thank you for the crop dead stage fix that we had. So that is Cozy Crops. Feel free to give it a play once we have it up on itch. Thanks, everybody.